Computer network devices, the hardware and the components that we use to connect our desktops, laptops, and phones to the local network or the internet. We will talk about this into deep in this video. Stay tuned. First of all, let us see what is a computer network. In a computer network, you have two or more computers connected electronically by computer networking devices. They share data and information with each other. Basically, a computer network is a set of computers connected together for the purpose of sharing resources. For an example, here you have two computers, computer A and computer B. Both of these computers are connected by a switch. So the computer A sends a data packet to the computer B. So this data packet first travels to the switch. After that, the switch sends that data packet to computer B. And vice versa. The computer B sends a data packet to computer A. It goes through the switch and the switch sends it to the computer A. Now you have an idea on what the computer network is. But you might be asking, what is a switch? The switch is a computer network device. We will talk about these 5 main devices now. Network interface card, hub, switch, Wi-Fi, router, modem, and firewall. Network interface card. To connect to a network, a computer uses a network interface card or NIC. A NIC controls the wired and the wireless connections of a computer to exchange information with other computers and the internet. A computer uses a network interface card to become a part of a network. The NIC contains the electronic circuitry required to communicate using a wired connection such as the Ethernet or a wireless connection, for example, Wi-Fi. In the earlier days, the NIC was a separate hardware connected to the motherboard. But today, the NIC is built into the motherboard of the computer. And now, switches and hubs. The reason why I chose to talk this together is that the switch is just an improved version of the hub. Anyway, to help you to get an idea, let's take a network map. Here, the computers A, B, C, and D are connected to this hub. Now the computer A sends a data pack to computer D. Only D, not to B and C. But when the data pack is sent to computer D, it first arrives to the hub. But the hub sends that data to all the computers including B and C. But if you replace that hub with a switch, things are different. It sends that data pack only to computer D. As you saw, that the hub creates a security risk and also increases unnecessary data traffic. While the switch, it is the complete opposite. The switch only sends the data pack to the relevant computer. And also, the hub uses a half duplex mode while the switch uses a full duplex mode. The hub is a layer 1 device, meaning it has no knowledge of addresses. All it does is repeat any data it receives. On the other hand, the switch is a layer 2 device, meaning it learns about addresses or specifically MAC addresses. Now let us talk about Wi-Fi, router, and modem. On a side note, Wi-Fi is the technology used. To activate this technology, wireless access points or WAPs are used. These 3 devices look the same when seen from the top, but they are not equal to each other. For you to get an idea, I will be using the base or the original devices. Modern improved ones are a combination of two or more devices, which I will be telling you later. The modem is used to access the wonderful world of internet. Computer reads only digital signals while signals out on the internet are analog. When the data comes from the internet, it demodulates the incoming analog signals to digital signals. And also the modem modulates outgoing signals to analog. This is where we get the word modem. The word means modulator and demodulator. What exactly the modem does? The router takes the connection from the modem and gives it out from Ethernet cables. Wireless access points takes the connection from the modem and gives it out wirelessly or radio waves. And also, if you connect a router to a modem and the WAP or the wireless access point to the router, computers can access the internet via Ethernet cables connected to the router, and smartphones, laptops, and tablets can access the internet by connecting to the WAP wirelessly. However, modern routers are a combination of a modem and a router. And Wi-Fi routers, which is used by most of us, is a combination of a WAP, router, and a modem. And now, firewall. A firewall acts like a security guard between the internet and the local network. The firewall controls the connections coming into the network so that only the connections that are allowed can get through. Firewall has a list of authorized connections which are allowed in the network. This list is called an access policy or an access control list. An access policy is simply a set of rules that determine who gets in or out the network and who doesn't. Firewall access policies are created by firewall administrators who are IT experts and know and understands how to set up the firewall to protect the network. Note that firewall not only decides who comes into the network, but also decides who leaves the network. As an example, here is an access policy or an access control list, and it shows a list of IP addresses that are allowed or denied by the firewall. So in action, you see the IP addresses that are allowed can get through, but the IP address that is not allowed can't get through. There are two types of firewalls. The first is host-based firewall, and this is a software-based firewall. This is the type of firewall that is installed on a computer and it protects that computer only and nothing else. For example, later versions of Windows operating systems comes pre-packed with a host-based firewall. There are also third-party host-based firewall that can be purchased and installed onto a computer. The next type of firewall is called network-based firewall. This is a combination of hardware and software, and it operates at the network layer. It is placed between the private network and the internet. But unlike the host-based firewall, a network-based firewall protects the entire network. So any harmful traffic data can be stopped before it enters to the network. Network-based firewalls can be a standalone hardware product used by large organizations, and some firewalls are built into the router, and it is usually used by small organizations. So that is it for the devices. It could be a lot to keep in mind, so we will take a network diagram to summarize and conclude on what we just learned. The first device is the modem, and it has an active access to the internet, and the router with a built-in firewall is connected to it. The router sends its connection to a switch and the wireless access point. The wireless access point sends that signals wirelessly to the devices which has Wi-Fi support. The desktops are connected to the switch, and all the desktops has a network interface card connected to the motherboard. And also, a server is connected to the switch. If you have no idea what a server is, it is a special type of a computer specialized to store, send, and receive data. So, example number 1. Now the computer A requests a file in the server. So the file in the server first comes to the switch, and then the switch identifies which computer has requested it and sends it to computer A. Example number 2. The computer B is going to receive an email. Therefore, the email first arrives from the internet to the modem, and the modem sends it to the router. The firewall built into the router authorizes the email and sends it to the switch, and the switch sends it to the computer B. Example number 3. The mobile phone uploads a file to a website. The file first arrives to the WAP, and the WAP sends it to the router, and the router sends it to the internet through the modem. So that is it. I hope you got an idea on how these network devices interact with each other and their role in the network system. Thank you for watching, and I am Tharun Perera signing out.